Now, this is one of the best videos I've seen on the moon for destroying the moon. And I'll show you it's by a guy called David King, 1964. And you can't see that bit there, but command module complete. David King 64. I'll put a link in the description for this video so you can go and watch the whole thing. But this is amazing stuff. He's got the whole thing nutted here as to how it's impossible to have all the cargo in that front cone that you see on the front here. Let me just start playing this here. It wants to play. Hang on a second. You'll see the different things. Look, that looks like a cone bit there, doesn't it? Service fuel cells. It's got a whole lot of stuff. Now look, here's the cone, and he's got the measurements. You can see how big it is. It's not that big, right? Once you're inside it, 210 cubic feet. Now, here's a man sort of near it. So you can see, look inside, it's going to be pretty cramped. And here's a picture of 3 guys in there. Not a lot of additional space. There's a 2 cubic foot container, so you can fit 100 of them in there. Then a fridge. It's only 5 fridge spaces. It's not as big as one of these Ford vans. Now, 12 inches. He's just got a benchmark here, and you'll see at different times he'll have a ruler there on the ground next to the thing. A set square, as we call them, ruler, right angle. Backwards, here they go. See, no holes. That's a big point that I've made. There can't be any holes in the, let's just go back to that one bit there. So there can't be any holes in our thingo here. Let's just go forward a little bit. In our thing here, can there? Otherwise, it couldn't be a heat shield. It'd blow out and burn everybody inside. You know, as if it can stay stable in one direction and not spin for a start. And anyway, let's face it, it's not going up that far because rockets don't go that far. But let's pretend just for the moment that they have, and now they're coming back the way they say. And this is the cargo they're carrying. Well, they can't have a hole here to get into that bottom thing too easy, as you can see. They have a thin little cavity that they can bring things up and around sideways, I was thinking. A few pipes. Well, it doesn't appear so, does it? It's a leap of faith. You have to have that real conviction. You know, NASA is God, and anything NASA says is okay. But look, there's no holes in the bottom. You see that clearly. I really wanted to state that point. I had trouble with an older guy the other day. I was trying to convince this fact. He said, oh yeah, there'll be holes. I said, no, there can't be holes, mate, because when it comes in, then you say, are you an engineer? Don't you love that one? Are you an engineer? You don't need to be a bleeding engineer to know this, mate. You just need to look at it and go, hey. Well, I tell you, I hate that sort of idea, but that's to defeat anything you say. Of course, you know that one. So on we go with this video here. And there you go. This is 38 foot fridge. So you've got 5 of them. The internal space, not the outside space. What's inside? I love this little bit. And notice they're all in the left one. They can't be in the right one. And here he's got the bit about the heat shield. So correct. Look, the environmental control unit. The air scrubber. You've got to have your air scrubber with you. The CM panel. Control module panels. The cabin air return. Look, the pyro continuity unit. The inverter control and motor. The inverter terminal. Look at these things. This is no doubt by NASA's own stuff. That's where this guy's got it from. Look, the lateral. Amazing, eh? What can fit. Another sort of lateral is just showing all the dimensions of them too. The thrust vector. You can see he's got the set square there so you can get an idea. Imagine stuffing all these in and all the water and the batteries. You wait till you see that bit. Just sort of take note of these things. Look, one of 3 tape recorders, and apparently they had 8,000 feet of tape. 8,000 feet of tape. And don't forget the parachutes. You wait and see that. And I always thought that those parachutes would have to take the size of a person at least. At least. The band amplifier. Look, the jettison controller. What do you think? The VHF recovery. Whatever that is. The pre-mod 1. Pre-mod 2. They're all lots of size of a toolbox. Sequencer, that's a pretty big little unit, that one, isn't it? A couple of feet tall, foot wide, and a couple of feet deep, you know. It's all taking up this 200 cubic feet, eh? Look at that one there. So that's about 1 by 3 by 2. That's 6 cubic feet. Just that one unit. The data upload unit. The telemetry. We've got them all here. You know, they all plug on the walls, but I mean, they're just going to take so much space up from what you saw. Look how big that unit is. That's bigger than their ski, isn't it? They bring their beers in that. Let me just stop that there because you didn't get the full picture. That's an important bit here. Look what he says here. Wait, and I'll just take it up. No antennas. No antennas or dishes of any kind. Just an important idea there, eh? How do they communicate? Look at this little thing. Sometimes it's silver, sometimes it's brown, and of course, generally it's white. They must have an outer cover. Very mysterious, that one indeed. Very mysterious cone. A lot of power, which means batteries. Now get a load of the batteries. All these batteries are going to be carded. I think they need more than that. Doesn't look enough for the mission either. And the cable connections. Imagine all the stuff inside. Really. Seriously, folks. They just have no room to move. Look, the master sequencer. So many things that they say they're carrying. The thrusters. So they've got stuff inside. That means engines and fuel. Very good, that one. That is a perler. Let's just look at that again, eh? There are thrusters, and that means there's engines and fuel stored inside the 200 cubic feet. Even the notebook, I tell you what, you'd be having trouble even squeezing the notebook and the flashlight in, as well as the 3 astronauts, their bunks, the batteries, you know. Come on, people. I mean, showing all the, even just all the small items, they start to add up, especially the cameras. But people won't like this video. How's that? 8,000 feet of magnetic tapes, 50 reels, 15 miles of wire. The computer? A joke, yeah, definitely. Not the computer. Look at this thing. There's so many things. And then it's all their food. How about all their food on top of this? And food preparation ideas. I'm talking about heating things up. They need some little stove facility. You can see these cameras. That's a bit of a bulky one. Look at the 7, I might add. And we always see that. Lots of lenses. So all this stuff's got to go in a box because it can't be shaking around when you're getting blasted at 25,000 miles an hour, can it now? Be secured. So everything's got to be boxed in. So it's additional. Got to sit inside a box with a bit of a, foam stuff to stop it rocking. 2 cubic feet container. That's right. 8,000 feet. Yeah, it's good he's repeating that stuff. But wait, there's more. I've got to love that when he's got that on the video. One of 5 parachutes. 5 parachutes, eh? They would take up the whole space nearly when you look at it. They say they fold them up and compress them till they're the consistency of wood. Look how big they are. They've got to go in that little cone. You seeing this? When they drop that cone off a plane, and it's a smaller cone anyway, no doubt, scaled down a bit, that's all it would contain, would be the parachutes really. 3 chairs, of course. No, we better leave the chairs behind. Look at the space they're shown there with. They couldn't move anywhere. There's one video with a guy doing somersaults. I don't know how. He'd be hitting his head on the rolls of film or on somebody's shaving equipment, as you can see here, in the Old Spice. Talk about corporate sponsorship, eh? They had to have all this stuff. No doubt Ray-Bans. All the companies were involved. Playtex Bra, who made the suits. General Motors for the Fate Rover. You name it, they're involved. All shaving and grooming apparel, even down to a watch. They'd be lucky to squeeze their watch in, wouldn't they now? And the flight exercise belt, as if you could do any exercise in that small space. As if. So there you go. That just about sums it up, doesn't it? They've got all this stuff to take in a very, very small space. And yet they can do exercise. I tell you now, this is as fake as hell. Look, 6 pairs of gloves. And 6 boots. Yeah, the whole suit bit. The whole lot. Sometimes they seem to be out of the suit, so they get in and out of the suit. How do they do that? So many questions need to be answered properly, and of course you can't. It's all fake, and all these apologists will just get on here and blast this video and say, "You're an idiot, mate," and that's about the best they can do, because they have no explanation for all the stuff they've put in here. This is the big killer of it. How do you do it? I said to a person, you get 3 astronauts there, you get the 3 bunks, and you get all their gear, and you look at this cone here, and I challenge you, it's better than a Rubik's Cube or anything like that. Like the old square peg into a round hole. How do you do it? Well, a lot of force. You're shoving those astronauts in. That can't be very healthy for the astronauts. That you're not meant to ask those questions. Good video, Mr. King, and please go and watch this video and give the guy a comment for the great work he's done. Okay, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll do another video on this stuff. I'll do a bit more research and find out the exact volumes. Thanks a lot.